GamerCast Network.
Hey. All right. It's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
It's time for the GamerCast Network video game show, episode number 50 for Friday, August 10th, 2007. This week, the VGS cast talks about Hellgate London, the new DirectX 10 update, and the new Steam beta. And now your host, Chad.
Thank you. And before we hit the roll call, a little GamerCast Network community news. Be sure to check out Podtacular, episode number 124, where they are joined by Vicious from UncleGamer Radio, and they talk about the upcoming Halo 3. Also, go check out Gamertag Radio's discussion about the upcoming Xbox role-playing games, Eternal Sonata and Blue Dragon. And finally, go check out UncleGamer Radio, episode number 41, where they talk about the Grand Theft Auto 4 delay and the upcoming game Medal of Honor Airborne. And a little note about the video game show. Next week's episode number 51, is going to be delayed by a couple days, so expect to see it around midweek, probably on Wednesday. This week for the roll call, when I say your name, tell me your favorite video game cliche. Joining us this evening is Tom.
I just can't get enough of post-apocalyptic world. I can't get enough of that.
Next up on the list is Ivan.
Every role-playing game you've ever played, regardless of who made it, has the same classes, and especially the white mage always has the same spells, like Bless and Cure and Scotch on the Rocks.
Sorry.
And Keith.
I would have to say the games where you're the little boy hero who's like 14, yet, you're fighting the evil guy who's been terrorizing the world for like 50 years. You're just some punk little kid, but you somehow, are able to defeat him. And you always have the girl sidekick that's really smart, and then, like the slow, strong sidekick that's with you as well.
And some sort of hybrid humanoid animal thing, like the Tiger Man or the Leopard Girl. Leopard girls.
No, you hate the cat people.
I hate the cat people in Titan Quest. Stab, stab, stab.
Bob.
The little Japanese kid who never gives up. He'll collect until his thumbs bleed because he needs to get all of item, card, Pokemon,
He needs to catch them all.
He needs to catch them all or collect them all or finish the quest, and regardless of how ridiculous or how much he should call the police, he never gives up.
I will have to go with the guy or buddy in the game who is so obviously evil that the player is not shocked when the reveal happens later on in the game and the guy turns out to be evil, yet for some reason your main character never saw it coming. It's kind of like obvious. The guy is like named, Fred McEvil from Megalomaniacs Are Us, who sodomizes kittens, yet for some strange reason you never connected him with being evil. Yet then he comes and he's evil.
That is a good one, too.
There are so many others, though. I mean, like the emo main character.
Mm-hmm. No one said World War II. I was going to say World War II.
I don't know if
it's a cliche. Though. I still can't get enough of it.
I want them to make, like, the most obscure thing ever.
They just made a game that was, like, completely unlike anything else. Eternal Sonata, I just found out, is like the last days of Chopin while he has, like, tuberculosis or something. And so it's just a bunch of people in frilly dresses dancing around and stuff. Somehow that's a role-playing game.
Actually, if you've tried the demo, the battle scheme isn't that bad. It actually is pretty fun. The plot's a little odd, but actually when you play it, it actually is kind of fun. I don't know if this is a cliche, but I always like, in role-playing games, the inventory that is limited for certain items, yet unlimited for others. Like, when you go pick up your swords and your axes, you can only carry so much. They each have weight. Yet, for some strange reason, your character can carry $20 billion in gold.
Yeah. I also like how your guy can carry all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, like Diablo or Titan Quest, you have, 45 swords, 10 shields.
Exactly. You walk into the store and you're just like, hey there, John, what do you got today? 3 axes, 2 suits of plate, a couple helmets, some boots. There we go.
Got a really good one for you. How about the fact that you'll pick up a half dozen plates of armor that you're not strong enough to wear, but you're strong enough to carry around in a bag. No, you can't wear this armor. It requires 250 strength. So why don't you just put 10 of them in your backpack and sell them when you get back to town?
I was always partial to one, like strength, I can almost understand that you can't wear it. But like the ones I never understood is you're not, don't have a high enough dex to use this dagger. Or you're too stupid to wear this hat. You know what I mean? Your charisma isn't high enough to play this flute.
And I always like the fact that in role-playing games, for some reason, you always know how much stronger you will be when you get a certain item. Like, that sword will give me +5. I just know it. My strength goes up by 5. My intelligence goes up by 2.
If I pick up this sword here, I'll get +5 dex, and I'll be able to wear them boots that I've been eyeing up at the store. Let me just reach into my bag of 250 million gold coins.
This isn't specifically the video games, but I was always a fan of hit points because, whether you had full hit points or 1 hit point, your guy still fought with the same ferocity and ability as opposed to, if you get punched in the face 9 times, how you really can't see anybody. But as soon as you go to 0, but if you get healed again and you're back up to 13 hit points, you're good to go again, 100%.
I also like how you get hit and you know how much damage you took. Like, oh, you hit me in the face. That was like 5 hit points worth of hurt. You do that 2 more times and I'm going to die.
But tell me how cool that would be if you really fought people and you punched them and a number appeared above their head. 13, all right. Let's see what happens if I pick up this board. Smack, 28. Oh, this is good.
Next topic.
Finally, on October 31st, or Halloween, Hellgate London is being released.
At this point, is everyone just going to plop down the $10 a month right off the bat and just dive into it? Okay.
Yeah.
I am. I know lots of people on our forums are going to do it.
Do we have any new information on Hellgate London besides the release date?
Well, there actually is also a collector's edition coming out of the game.
Does it come with cloth maps and coins?
Hey, video game cliche, cloth maps.
Here's what you're getting. It's going to be a special packaging. I don't think they've released the box yet. You're going to get 2 DVDs.
Let me take a guess. One's the game. The other is the making of the game.
Why, yes.
Or the soundtrack.
And you're right, too. On the second disc.
Everybody's right.
This is a fun game. I feel like we're playing Family Feud. Show me cloth map.
And also, you get not a cloth, but a poster of London.
You need to take the map and then like overlay it on Google Maps. So like you want to do the hybrid map, you can have like the Hellgate London map and then like just all the normal London street names and directions to get places. That'd be nice.
Is it actually an accurate map of London?
It's set 30 years in the future, so they could just...
30 years in
Close
the
the
future,
chart.
London will be randomly generated.
And also, you're going to be getting a graphic novel from Dark Horse Comics, which is set in the Hellgate universe. This actually was published a few months ago by Dark Horse.
Are those ever any good?
I was going to buy this. Actually, I bought the book for Hellgate. There was a book by Mel Odom, which is part of a trilogy. And actually, the book is pretty good. It's setting up the backstory to Hellgate. I was going to buy this one, but now that it's in the collector's edition, I'm just going to wait. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. There is one more item in the collector's edition. You're going to get an in-game pet. A manta wraith.
Willing to put money down that it has no actual value to the game. It's just like a little stupid thing that'll run around with you.
That's all for the collector's edition. It's $10 more, and actually I ordered one, so...
It's only $10 more?
That's what I was going to say is typically these things don't interest me. Like I probably would never watch the making of. I might read through the graphic novel, but for $10, that's not too bad.
But the only disappointing thing is I really would have hoped they would have included at least 1 month of free eliteness.
You don't know that. Maybe every game you buy will come with a free month trial or something. World of Warcraft does that. It's like AOL anymore. You can always find somewhere somebody giving you a free month of World of Warcraft. And actually, that'd be a good way to, get people to pony up the $10 a month is when you buy the game, you get a month free. They'll dangle the carrot in front of you. So, you get a month free. And then if you want to keep all these awesome features, you have to pay for it.
Okay, I had one question on this. I have a lot of hope for this game. I'm very pumped for Hellgate London. Now, the last time I did this, I built myself up for a game coming out was a long time ago, and I mentioned this in the show before, and that game led to my greatest disappointment. That was Strike Commander. And you guys had a similar experience with Guild Wars.
Guild Wars, definitely. We were all very excited about Guild Wars.
But the thing is, with Hellgate, everything I've seen, I kind of know exactly how the game plays. Back in the day when I was hyped for Strike Commander, there really was no internets back then. I couldn't easily know everything about a game. Did you guys know everything about Guild Wars when it came out, or were you
There was very little information, actually, about it. I mean, this was only a few years ago, so the internets were rampant. You could get any information you wanted. The show that we bitched about Guild Wars, the biggest point that we made about Guild Wars was that nowhere on the box cover, the liner note things, nowhere on their main website, and nowhere on any of the pre-reviews or anything did it say this is a 90% PvP game and 10%.
He thought it was Titan Quest.
Yeah. We were so excited because for the first, 10 levels, it was Titan Quest, and it was a blast. The one and only issue that we really had with it is I think when you first started, your groups were limited to like 4 people, and I think we had 5 or 6 people playing. So, 1 or 2 of us was always off doing something on their own. But that was the only complaint we had. And then, and then we found out, once you get past this initial portion of the game, then you can have up to 10 people in your group, and we were all super psyched. And then, the floor out on us.
I was just wondering. Honestly, I've seen everything there is to see about Hellgate London, apart from actually playing it.
See, and that's the thing is I'm kind of happy about is I haven't kind of spoiled it for myself because I don't know. I like to have a little bit of surprise.
See, that's the thing. It's like I know it's going to be good, so I stopped looking at stuff with it as well.
And lots of people on the forums, I guess, want a GamerCast Network Hellgate night when it comes out. And my response to that was, dude, I'm going to have a Hellgate week.
Next topic.
Now, for the listeners, there are tools out there for Titan Quest that allow you to modify your character. You can alter any aspect of it in terms of skills, levels, and experience.
And Chris just jumped from, Titan Quest seems really cool, to, look, here's a modding tool that I can use to be level 50.
So I can play with you guys. I'll just make a level 50 guy real quick. Hold on.
But you know what? That's good, though, because I had to wipe my hard drive and I couldn't get my guy off of it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, though, it's a slippery slope.
But it does
man.
ruin the game because once you know that you can create an incredibly powerful character, it really is like a demotivating factor to just keep going.
Yeah. And when I was looking into it, after you guys told me about it, I kind of looked it up just to see what else it did. I found
That's
that...
the first start.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I haven't done anything yet. There's also a custom map that you can download. And in this custom map is several rooms that contain every single item in the game.
That's awesome.
You walk through this room, you can pick up all the purple stuff. The purple items are the legendary items, the highest, the best, rarest items in the game.
And we should make a distinction here real quick. By default in Titan Quest, your main character cannot be used in custom maps.
With this tool that you can download, what you can do is you can import a modified character into the main game. So now not only can you use TQ Defiler to give yourself any level, any stats that you want, now you can use this custom map to get any items that you want and then import it into the main game.
Let's do this. The weekend before Halloween, let's all get on Titan Quest and absolutely ruin the game for ourselves. Let's completely hack our characters to be level 70.
Next topic.
SIGGRAPH conference was held this last week, and SIGGRAPH is the Special Interest Groups for Graphics. It's a conference devoted to computer graphics, computer research presentations, those kind of things.
SIGGRAPH is where the bleeding edge of graphic technology, this is where it comes from.
Yes.
Because these are the academic researchers who are doing like the foundation work that then the John Carmacks of the world come by, take, and turn it into video gaming. This is where it all starts, kids.
Yeah, if you've read anything about Carmack, he always says that whenever he goes to make a new engine, he usually takes the last couple years' proceedings, which are all the papers from these conferences, and reads them over to see what the latest and greatest is. Also at these conferences, companies like Microsoft promote products, give presentations on things that are upcoming, and at the SIGGRAPH, which was just held, Microsoft talked about the new DirectX 10, DirectX 10.1 update. DirectX 10 is the gaming library that's supposed to wow us in Crisis and Bioshock and all those games. So now at this conference, they talked about their incremental update to DirectX called DirectX 10.1. Unfortunately, with DirectX 10.1, they are supporting a new shader model, a new feature set for video cards. And all the current cards that are out there right now, cards you guys bought, those 8800 GTSs, do not work with the features in this incremental update.
All right.
Now, your cards still work, guys. It's not like you can't use DirectX 10.1, you just can't use some of the features. The thing is, it really isn't their fault. They're supporting a new shader model. They're supporting a new feature set, which is kind of a general thing for the whole industry. They just decided to support this new model in the next incremental update.
This is a good opportunity for a video game show educational moment. Chad, why don't you define what a shader is?
Oh God, you mean they're not gonna care? Who's gonna care what a shader is?
Because you mentioned it, and people talk about it all the time.
Never
I don't know
once
what it
talked
is.
about a shader.
They're basically miniature, you can think of them like kind of like small CPUs that live on the graphics cards. They're the little gnomes on the graphics cards.
Graphic cards. Gnomes.
Yes, they're the graphic cards gnomes. Whenever you tell the computer to draw something, they take over and do all the magic that makes it appear on the screen.
With giant crayons.
With giant crayons.
Awesome. Thank you for that educational moment.
So are you guys kind of upset now since you guys went out and just bought these new cards? You're not really that obsoleted, but are you kind of upset that even before any real DirectX 10 games have come out,
Here's my thing. Are they going to fix it later?
the only way you will be able to use these new features is if you go out and buy a new video card. It's not as much a break as much as...
No. Does my video card work with it?
It's going to work, but you might not get the acceleration or if there's a particular graphics whiz-bang feature, you might not actually see it on your screen if you have an 8800. Big whoop-de-doo. Everyone knows that when they go and build a PC, the moment you put it together, because technology keeps marching forward, that you've obsoleted yourself. This isn't a big breaking story. It's just part of being a PC owner.
Again, yes, it's not a really big breaking story, but it seems they jumped on this one a little quick. Wouldn't you say that, at least?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time visualizing the lifespan of a generation of DirectX.
They have done this before at previous generations of DirectX, but it just seemed to me that this was a very quick jump. We don't even have any games out there. The Crisis has not come out yet.
I'm with him because the 8800 was like the top of the line. I understand that with PCs that it's an ever-evolving world and that as soon as you buy something, it's outdated. But they didn't even put anything out for it, and they've already updated it.
By the time DirectX 10.1 is actually being used in games, I mean, it's going to be 6 months from the time the 8800s had come out, which is about right. They just needed something to show its SIG graph. I very much doubt you're going to see it. It's probably all alpha stuff anyway.
The only real issue I had with this DirectX 10 thing was they were calling this an incremental update, which kind of irked me.
Incremental update typically means same baseline, An incremental update to Adobe Photoshop doesn't mean you have to buy the new version, typically. Photoshop 7, and then, 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, they're fixes, but you're still on the base of 7.
Well, for a code library, I would assume that an incremental update means it's completely backwards compatible with any existing code base that writes to that
Microsoft.
All
library.
right, you guys just lost me. What the hell are you jabbering about?
Next topic.
So last week we talked about that AMBX system by Philips and PC peripherals in general, and trying to think up ways for companies to ensure their peripherals sell and are supported by developers. Well, kind of related to all that is Amazon started pre-selling the Rock Band, the Ultimate Rock Band kit. $199 is going to feature a guitar, a microphone, and the drum set. And apparently lots of people pre-ordered it. For a little while it was on the top 10 Amazon sales for video games for pre-orders. People do want some of these peripherals, I guess, nowadays. I guess Guitar Hero's changed things.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, peripherals have never been very useful, but they've always been popular.
Well, it all goes back to the Philips thing. The Guitar Hero guitar is bundled with a popular game. And if you want your peripheral to be successful, it needs to be with a popular game. The question is, did they ever envision that third parties would also make games that would interact with the guitar? I have no idea.
If you have a guitar, you pretty much know that the only thing unless they make like a Silverhawks game where you get to be the one guy that plays the guitar to hurt things, there's nothing you're going to do with the guitar.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any shortage of guitar games coming out soon. So, I mean, if you bought the Guitar Hero guitar, it looks like it's turning out to be a pretty good investment. For Rock Band, at least, it's going to be crazy. I saw a statistic recently that says that music industry sales is dropping by 20% year over year for the last couple of years. I think a lot of these companies are looking now at video games that this is going to be a channel, selling the stock of old content, promoting and selling new content. These Guitar Hero and Rock Band type games are kind of taking a place that radio used to hold as a platform for showing off new music. With Rock Band, there's going to be downloadable content like every week. They're going to make entire albums available. This game is going to have so much playability because of the downloadable content that they're going to make available.
And how much is it going to cost?
I was about to say, do you think
it's going to be a big
music's going to be good? All right, say new band Black Unicorns of the Apocalypse puts out a song. Are you going to pay
that CD in '94?
Are you going to pay money to download music that you've never heard, or you know what I mean?
Vicious is on. He's played a lot of Rock Band. He's on Skype. I want to see if he's available. From UncleGamer Radio, we have Vicious. Or you played at least a little bit of Rock Band.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it at E3.
So $199. You've played it. Is it going to be worth it?
If at $199 you're going to give me the drum kit and the guitar, yes.
Are you going to use the microphone?
Yes, because I have a big ego, so of course I do.
So am I. I can't wait to go on YouTube.
How was the drum playing on that?
It was cool. I mean, I'm not a real drummer, but I guess they say if you crank it up to expert mode, it can actually teach you how to play the drums.
Are they like midget drums, though? Or are they like for tiny people?
It's small. It's something a kid would be very comfortable with, but I mean, even me, it's doable.
But you don't feel silly like banging on these tiny little drums? Okay.
No, I mean, I'm not going to go out in my front yard and let my neighbors see me bang on them.
Are you going to buy Rock Band or Guitar Hero 3?
Okay, for those of you that have never seen me play Guitar Hero 3, just look me up on YouTube and you'll know I'll never touch a guitar again in my life. But yeah, I will get Rock Band for the drums, but I'm not going to play the guitar.
Vicious, I'll be your guitarist.
Next topic.
How was the Call of Duty 4 event?
Technical difficulties aside, the game's really solid. I mean, once you get to play it, you're going to love it.
Now, did they have a PC set up there, or was it only 360?
Only 360s. They had one PlayStation 3 showing single player, but nothing for PC. But it will be 32 players plus on the PC.
Oh, wait, so you got to see the build on the PS3 next to a 360 build?
They're identical.
Well, that sucks for Sony owners then. You'd think you would want it $200 more worth, or you know what I'm trying to say.
No, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, that console is completely overpriced. But that was kind of the whole theme because I saw Tony Hawk as well playing on the PS3 and the 360, and once again, they're identical. There's no advantage to either console, except one's cheaper.
I guess that's kind of the thing nowadays, that with these multi-platform titles, I mean...
Well, see, that's always why I've been against multi-platform gaming. If you want to make something good, target a platform, use all of the advantage of that platform. Even if we're just talking control scheme of a PC game versus a console game. Use everything that the PC offers you to your advantage. And the same thing with PlayStation versus 360. If you want to make something for the PlayStation, really learn the cell architecture and tweak the hell out of the game to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, what's the point? Why bother? I hate cross-platform gaming.
No, you just take consoles. If there weren't any consoles, there wouldn't be any cross-platforms. Unless you're talking about
there would be Macs.
I was just going to say, unless you're talking about PCs and Macs.
Vicious, comparing something like Call of Duty 4, did you also see Crysis? How does the looks of Call of Duty 4, which is modern day combat, look compared to something like Crysis, which is also takes place modern day, even though you yourself, I think, are like a futuristic warrior?
It's okay. I don't think Crysis is a fair comparison to any other game. Tom, you've seen it too. I mean, seeing that game in person, it's like, wow. But having said that, Call of Duty 4 does hang with it for what it is. I think if you put Call of Duty 4 on the same type of PC rig as Crysis, I think it can hang. I don't think you would look at Call of Duty 4 and go, ew, compared to Crysis. But Crysis DirectX 10 is so superior to all these other games right now that I just think when you talk games, you go, Crysis, okay, now let's go talk about the rest.
Call of Duty 4 on their multiplayer, so on one faction you play the Americans, but on the other side, do you play Iraqis?
You know what? It was so hectic last night, I never paid attention. I was just playing, because you can create custom classes with your characters when you get into multiplayer.
Wait, you create custom classes? You mean like a game called Shadowrun?
Oh, I see what you're doing. Maybe, but better.
Next topic.
The Steam beta for the Steam community stuff finally came out. For the kids out there, Steam announced a couple weeks ago that they were going to have a whole new community section where you had friends lists, they'll make groups, events, and that kind of stuff. beyond just that, you have basically what the Xbox 360 has. When someone jumps into like Counter-Strike, on your screen it shows that, hey, MC Fragzalot jumped into Counter-Strike. Tom, have you had a chance to look at that yet?
I haven't played with it yet. I went on our forums at gamercastnetwork.com/forums, and I saw there was a thread of...
Damn it, Tom, every single time!
They're all signing up for the Steam beta. I'm really excited about this. How are they doing chat? Because this is something that Paladino and I were just talking about, that really big downside to the current version of Steam is that if you do any kind of chatting, you have to alt-tab out of the game you're playing. Do they kind of do chatting like Games for Windows Live does chatting?
I don't think in this current version they don't have in-game chatting. But from what I understand, Valve is making kits available for developers of games that can go on Steam to do the in-game chatting.
And hopefully, I mean, you would assume that the Valve titles themselves would adopt that feature.
I imagine Half-Life 2, the episode 2, is going to have the in-game chatting.
That's right, Orange Box. That's probably when they'll actually move from beta to full production. That's when we'll see all the cool features and hopefully in-game chatting.
In the beta, I have made a GamerCast Network group. What we can choose to do down the line is we can schedule events. You know, we can say, hey, on the 12th, we're going to have a Counter-Strike night, or that kind of thing. And if anyone wants to join the GamerCast Network Steam group, I have a thread on our forums in the PC Games section. Just let me know in there, and I can send you an invite. Tom, would you like to tell the people where the GamerCast Network forums are?
GamerCastNetwork.com/forums. We will play lots of Counter-Strike. Lots and lots of Counter-Strike. Vicious, do you play PC games at all?
Yes, I do actually, and I play Counter-Strike.
Excellent. So come play Counter-Strike with Vicious and MC Frags a lot.
Trust me, I've been listening to you for a long time talk, and I've always thought I could take them.
Oh no! You don't know what you're saying.
Oh no!
I'm going to take video and show everyone when I treat you like a bitch.
Oh man!
Jeez!
Oh god!
The line has been drawn.
So I take that as a challenge.
It's not much of a challenge.
Ooh.
I know. I'm just humoring you on the show.
I'm just saying, I sunk enough of my life into this game. I better be good at it.
I'm just saying how it's funnier that you're not.
Try to defend me. I was a legitimate pub star. I could go to any public server and just clean house.
Anybody could go to a public server and clean house.
Oh, damn!
Next topic.
I'll give half a ham sandwich to Bioshock for going gold.
For the listeners, Bioshock is a first-person shooter/adventure game that's coming out in about a week and a half for the Xbox 360 and PC. And actually, right now, there's a demo for the Xbox 360 on Xbox Live. Are you looking forward to Bioshock, Bob?
I think it's got a very. Well, here's the thing. It's got a very Alice feel to it.
Yeah, the whole thing with the little sisters,
Big Daddy's thingy, and like everybody's got weird masks and stuff, and everybody looks like they're wearing straitjackets and things. It's very kind of a creepy feel to the game. It might just be running around shooting creepy things. I mean,
let's put it this way: you do level, you do have stats, and you can pump yourself up. And those little sisters contain within themselves the stuff to make you better.
Oh, not for long.
No, that's actually what you do. It doesn't show it on screen, but it shows the guy taking the little sister off screen, squishing, and then coming back on screen with the atom or whatever it's called.
Bust their head open like an egg. Just there's the experience points. I knew they were in there.
I'm all up for a new first-person shooter. I have
the reports from E3 said it looks amazing. So
yeah.
Any FPS that looks amazing, I guess that's a candidate for something I'll buy.
Now the thing is, Tom, have you played lots of things like Deus Ex and System Shock? Because this is like in that vein of first-person shooters.
Well, yeah, no, it goes back to I don't like a lot of story in my violence. I just want violence in my violence. So no, I didn't play System Shock or Deus Ex. When those came out, I wasn't doing a podcast, so now I feel obligated to have to be able to talk about these kind of things.
At least for me, as a rule, I don't like underwater levels in video games.
Well, I don't know how much takes place underwater. You're in an underwater city, so it might actually...
That's underwater.
Well, yeah, it's under...
Well...
You know what I mean?
Technically, it's underwater.
Next topic.
We have a message from Duffman X18 on our forums. Hey guys, I was wondering why is there so much hate between the console gamers and PC gamers? And more importantly, why does Tom hate console gamers? Is it just standard internet-induced flaming, or is there a deeper meaning to it?
When Tom was a little boy, a Nintendo killed his dog, and since that day he's hated consoles.
He was molested by a ColecoVision.
I don't need to explain my hate to anybody.
Yeah, I think you do.
Next question.
No.
I don't need to explain my hate to anyone.
No.
I asked you the
No.
Because console gamers, they get off so cheaply. It takes no effort whatsoever. The games on these platforms are so shallow compared to the offerings on the PC. It's not a fun experience. And then I have to go onto the forums, and it's a platform our forums are dominated by these kids who play these games, who think they know something about gaming when they're not really getting a great experience whatsoever. And I have to put up with it.
Thank you for alienating 90% of our listenership. Thank you. That's great.
I think there was a thread where I ranted and I explained myself and I've described. It's on the forums.
And where are those forums, Tom?
GamerCastNetwork.com forums.
Thank you.
Now he's all mad.
You sound sad now, Tom.
You worked him up into a tizzy.
Did you feel bad reliving the moment?
We got his panties in a Twitter.
Now that his panties are in a Twitter, we'll call it a night.
And there you go, Video Game Show episode number 50 for August 10th, 2007. Any ham sandwiches or shattered dream pies, gentlemen, for the world? Well, first here we have to give a ham sandwich to Vicious for joining us this evening.
I've got some. Bob won't let us give ham sandwiches to each other, but this is episode 50, and more impressive than 50 episodes is the fact that it's 50 consecutive episodes without a break.
Iron Man, man. Iron Man, baby.
Yeah, that is impressive. Even in the old days, we had a couple weeks here and there where we skipped. And then just real quick, my new best friend on Achievement Chunky Forum, individual by the name of Nevis, who was very nice to me. And we talked about Christopher Walken for a very long time last night, so that was cool. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. And that's the other cool thing is, one of the few female
I was going to say, you're picking up
gamers.
chicks on the Achievement Junkie forums.
I'll give one shattered dream pie to all the 8800 NVIDIA purchasers who are going to get obsoleted by DirectX 10.1. Sorry, guys.
Good thing you held off there, Chad, on your 8800 GTX.
Third reminder, everybody, if you are going to PAX and you want to hang out with the people from the GamerCast Network and all of the podcasts like Gamertag Radio and Uncle Gamer, drop me an email, tom@gamercastnetwork.com.
Podtacular is going too, right?
Yep. JVB, I know, will be there from Podtacular. I'm not sure who else.
The only ones from this show going are you and Phil, correct? Is that?
Hang out with me and Phil.
So only PC gamers anyway, because the console gamers won't talk to you. Other than a slap across the mouth.
We'll have laptops there. We'll be sitting in the middle of the conference playing World of Warcraft.
Oh.
And as always, send your comments, questions, queries, or concerns to the mailbag at vgs@gamercastnetwork.com. Skype us at Video Game Show, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long-distance call, and all normal fees apply. That's a wrap, guys. Good night.
I'm a little dried out,
Want some Cheetos? Maybe a hot
bucket.
Something with a flaky crust, or
Toaster strudel and
some KFC poppers.
Some Mr. Pibb. I like toaster strudels and Mr. Pibb.
You know what they say, that Mr. Pibb and red vines equals crazy delicious.